Hello students, welcome you all once again in the online platform Shabda Vidya Mandir. Hope you all are well. And today we are going to start a new chapter which is a coordinate geometry. Um, this is the last chapter from the syllabus of term 1. After that we will start our revision and let's learn the topic here. In this chapter, first we have to learn that what is a Cartesian plane. Here, this two-dimensional plane is the Cartesian plane where in the middle this horizontal line is called the x-axis. This one is the x-axis, and this vertical line which is continuing up to infinity in the upper side, and the it's going to the minus infinity in the lower side. And here the horizontal axis also it is going to the infinity in the right side, and in the left side it is going to the minus infinity. So this horizontal axis is known as our x-axis, and this vertical line is known as our y-axis. Okay, so this plane which is generated by these two axes, there it is called Cartesian plane. Okay, now in this plane you can see these two lines are dividing the whole plane into four quadrants. Okay, these four quadrants are named as 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, and this x, the axis x, it contains the real values. Okay, this intersection point is called the origin, and it is having the coordinate as 0, 0, and after that all the points it will go on in the right side by increasing the numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, it will go on increasing. Okay, and it will go up to infinity, it will never end. Okay, and the fractional values are there also there in between them. So the complete real number line it is. Okay, and another real number line if I keep in the vertical direction, that will be my y-axis. So y-axis is also a real number line where the 1, 2, 3, the positive portion will go in the upper side, and the negative portion will come in the lower side. In the lower side, the negative portion, negative y-axis will be there. Okay. Now, so what are the points will look like which are there in the first quadrant? So in the first quadrant, I can see the x coordinate is also positive, and the y coordinate is also positive. Okay, so if the coordinate is having positive comma positive type of numbers, then we will be calling that it is in first quadrant. Okay, so the points on the first quadrant it will contain positive comma positive this type of points. And in case of the second quadrant, I can see the x coordinate is having negative and the y coordinate is having positive. So negative. So the x second quadrant will have this type of numbers where the first component is negative and the second component is positive. In case of the third quadrant, I can see there both the x coordinate and y coordinate are negative. So we will get the coordinates of the points in the third quadrant are negative comma negative. Okay, and in case of the fourth quadrant, we will get the x coordinate as positive and the y coordinate as negative. Okay, so we will get the points, we will get the coordinate of the points in the fourth quadrant as positive comma negative. Okay, so this way we will define the coordinates quadrants of a Cartesian plane. So if we say a point is having a coordinate minus 3 comma minus 4. So if I ask you that this point belongs to which quadrant, so what you should say, since the x coordinate which is called abscissa and the y coordinate which is called ordinate, both the abscissa and ordinate here is having negative sign, so they are negative integers or negative real numbers. Okay, so that's why this point will belong to third quadrant. Okay, third quadrant. So it will belong to the third quadrant. Now if I ask you that 5 comma minus 2, where it will belong? So first the abscissa is positive here and the ordinate is negative here. So where the positive comma negative type of points will lie? Here I can see the positive comma negative type of points will lie in the fourth quadrant. Okay, so this point will belong to the fourth quadrant. Okay, so this type of questions may come that this point belongs to which quadrant. And further, few more concepts are there, that what is the equation of the x-axis. If I say, so that will be y equals to 0. Okay, that is the equation of x-axis. Okay, and the points that will um, lie on x-axis, they will look like x comma 0. Okay, there only the abscissa will be there, but there will be no ordinate portion. That ordinate portion will always be 0. Okay, so x comma 0 type of points will be there in case the point is lying on the x-axis. So if I ask you that 2 comma 0, this point lies on where, I should say that it is lying on the positive x-axis, because this one is the positive. And where the minus 5 comma 0 will lie, minus 5 comma 0, or if I say minus 5 by 2, that is also fine. Fractions can be there. So minus 5 by 2 comma 0, it will lie on the negative x-axis. Means it will lie on the x-axis, but it will lie in the negative portion. Okay, so this type of questions may arise. And the equation of the y-axis also I can define from here, x equals to 0. Okay, so x equals to 0 is the equation of y-axis, and the points lie on y-axis, they will look like 0 comma y. Okay, the points which will lie on the y-axis, they will look like 0 comma y. Again, the positive y-axis and negative y-axis can be defined from here as 0 comma 5. If I say, it will lie on the positive x-axis, sorry, positive y-axis, and 0 comma minus 7 by 2, suppose, it will lie on the negative y-axis. Okay, and all the points on the y-axis, it will contain 0 as its abscissa. Okay, the x coordinate always it will be 0 in case the point is lying on the y-axis. Okay, so this type of questions may arise from here. Now let's come to the distance, or let's first let us know how to plot a point in the Cartesian plane. Suppose I have to plot minus 5 comma 40 in the Cartesian plane. First of all, I have to decide in which quadrant this point will lie. Since it is a minus comma plus, so it will lie on the second quadrant, as the x is having minus in the second quadrant and the y is positive, so it will go upside. Okay, so where the point will lie, in the second quadrant only. As we know, this one, the numbering starts from here, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so minus 5 comma 14 means from the along the x-axis and from the negative side, it will come 5 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The grid lines will be given there in your graph sheet, so you can plot the points. So 5 unit will come from in the left side along the x-axis, so it will be minus 5, and 14 units will come along the positive y-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so these one, the 5, minus 5 and 14, the intersection point, there the point will lie. Okay, the point, given point, if I name it A, so this intersection will be the A point. Okay, so this is the A point I have got. Okay, suppose another point I have to draw B, which is 2 comma 3. Both the abscissa and ordinate here are positive, so it will lie in the first quadrant, and 2 comma 3 means 1, 2 unit in the positive x-axis direction, and 2 comma 3 means 1, 2, 3. Here it will lie, the point B. Suppose now you have to find the distance between A and B. Okay, I have to find the distance between A and B. So what I will do, I will draw a base and perpendicular for this point A and B, and the distance between AB I will consider as the hypotenuse of this right angle triangle. Okay, now I'm taking as x1 comma y1 and x2 comma y2. Okay, so what I will take, the base will be given by x2 minus x1. So base, let's name it A, B and C. Base of triangle ABC is equals to x2 minus x1. Okay, and how the height will be given? Because this complete height is y1 and this small height is y2, and if I find the difference between them, so I will get this one as y1 minus y2. So the height of triangle ABC is equals to y1 minus y2. Okay. Now how to find the hypotenuse then? AB equals to root over height square plus base square. So base, if I write at the first, x2 minus x1 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square. Now y1 minus y2 or y2 minus y1, it doesn't matter because whole square is there. So ultimately what you will find, x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square. Okay, then it's square root. That means what? This is the distance formula actually we have got. This is the distance formula. What we have got? Whatever 2 points will be given there, x1 comma y1 and x2 comma y2. Then the square of the difference of abscissa. Okay, x1 minus x2 then whole square. And then the square of the difference of the ordinate y1 minus y2 whole square. We have to find the sum of that two squares and then we have to find the square root of that sum. Okay, this is the simple distance formula for any two coordinates, any 2 points on this Cartesian plane. Okay, for any 2 points on this Cartesian plane, we can use this distance formula to find the distance between them. Okay, so some examples and exercise questions are there on this formula. 2 points will be given to you and you have to find the distance between them, or some other type of sums are there. We will see in the when we will solve the exercise questions. Okay, 2 more things I want to discuss here. That is the section formula. This is from your next exercise, but I want to finish it now only. So section formula, what it is saying, it states that the coordinate of a point which divides the line segment joining the 2 points x1 comma y1 and x2 comma y2. The point that divides the line segment AB which joins the 2 points A and B, where the point A is having the coordinate x1 comma y1 and the point B is having the coordinate x2 comma y2. If this P point divides the line segment AB in a ratio m is to n, okay, then in that case the coordinate of P can be found as x1 nx1 plus mx2 divided by m plus n, comma ny1 plus my2 divided by m plus n. Means what? You need to cross multiply. When you are trying to find the x coordinate for this P, then you will be taking all the x1 and x2 only. Okay, you will be considering the abscissas only. Okay, and you will multiply the abscissa of B along with the first ratio. Okay, the cross multiplication type will be there, and n will be multiplied to x1. Okay, and obviously the plus sign will be there in between, so it doesn't matter which one you are taking at first. Okay, nx1 and mx2, their summation divided by m plus n, comma ny1. When you are doing this ordinate portion, then you will be considering all the ordinates. Okay, so ny1 plus my2 divided by m plus n. This formula is for internal bisection. Okay, when the P point is bisecting your line segment internally, so the P point is lying inside the line segment AB. Now, how the P point can be bisected AB from externally? Suppose this is your line segment AB, and if you extend this AB and P point is here, okay, so in that case, how the P point will be bisecting, or if it is said that P point is bisecting the line segment AB in a ratio m is to n, so in that case, you will be considering this AP distance as your m and this BP distance as your n. Okay, so if these things happens, that P point is outside the line and it is bisecting the line segment joining the points x1 comma y1 and x2 comma y2 in a ratio m is to n. Okay, and it is bisecting externally. In that case, the point P will have the coordinate as the bigger one, m into x2 minus n into x1 divided by m minus n, and then m into y2 minus n into y1 divided by m minus n. Okay, this one was h comma k for the previous one. Okay, so this will be the coordinate of the point P in that case. Okay, in case the point P is bisecting the line segment AB externally. Okay, and in case the line segment is bisecting the point is bisecting the line segment internally, in that case the point will be given, the coordinate of the point will be given by the positive only, nx1 plus mx2 divided by m plus n. Remember, here it is positive, means in the denominator also it will be positive, and in case of the external bisection only, both will be negative sign. Okay, okay, fine. Here one more corollary I want to discuss. Suppose two points are given there, A and B, and the coordinates of the points A and B both are given to you. x1 comma y1 is the coordinate of A, and y1 y2 comma x1 comma y1 is the coordinate of A, and x2 comma y2 is the coordinate of B, and you want to find the middle point of this line segment AB. So in that case, what we will be doing will be, as we know that middle point means AP, the distance of AP and the distance of PB are same. Okay, so in that case, I can consider that the P point will divide the line segment AB in the ratio 1:1. Okay, so in that case, m:n will be considered as 1:1, and our h comma k, if I say the coordinate of P, then in that case h comma k will be given as 1 into x2, means x2 plus 1 into x1, that is x1 only, divided by 1 plus 1, that is 2. Okay, just we have used the section formula there, and where m and n, both the values I have used here 1. Okay, and in case of the y coordinate also, 1 into y1, that is y1 only, 1 into y2, that is y2 only. So y1 plus y2 divided by 1 plus 1, that is 2. Okay, so the coordinate of the middle point will be given by x1 plus x2 divided by 2, and y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Okay, so the coordinate of middle point can be found using this section formula only. So this one can be treated as an important corollary. Many sums may be asked where the middle point we have to find. Okay, these are the section formula. Then we'll be doing the exercise sums in our Google Meet classes. Also, if you have any queries or any doubts regarding this formula or in any sums, you may ask to me in my WhatsApp.